as Sebastian Vettel destroyed the field, winning 13 times for Red Bull Racing. However, things were about to change. All of the great legends of the sport basically had an off year, bar Lewis Hamilton. With Mark Webber gone, Lewis Hamilton completely crushed the field, winning 11 races and finishing more than 50 points ahead of his closest competitor, his teammate Nico Rosberg. Mercedes dominated, but on the few occasions they stumbled, there had to be someone to pick up the pieces. Take Spa. Hamilton and Rosberg collided, and the man to pick up the pieces was Daniel Ricciardo. He had replaced his fellow Aussie Mark Webber in the Red Bull seat and was teammate of reigning world champion Sebastian Vettel. He's won 3 wins that year and managed to keep the title chase all the way to the end of the season as he finally fell out of it with 2 rounds to go. That was an impressive feat for Red Bull as he picked up those 3 wins, and it all began at Canada, his first win, but potentially his greatest win of all came at the Hungarian Grand Prix, where Mercedes suffered. Ricciardo beat home Fernando Alonso that day. That would be the best result of the season for Ferrari, who suffered an absolute dreadful car. It was an absolute shocker. Alonso managed to finish just behind Sebastian Vettel in the World Championship yet again. What I like to think of 2014 is that Vettel and Alonso had a fight in the championship again, but this time it was only for P5 in the standings. Ferrari's Alonso at least managed to beat fellow world champion Kimi Raikkonen, who had an absolute shocking season. The question marks were all over Kimi's future in the sport and in his team. This was the world champion who would beat home Lewis Hamilton and Fernando Alonso and fought Michael Schumacher during his domination. Things weren't looking good. However, Raikkonen may have been destroyed by Alonso, but Vettel was also destroyed by his young teammate Daniel Ricciardo. Vettel finished 5th in the World Championship, and if you see Daniel Ricciardo in 2024, then it just sums up really, in fact, how bad was Vettel in 2014. In fact, he wasn't far off his teammate in one lap, but particularly the thing is I find funny about it is every time Daniel Ricciardo won a race, he was actually behind Sebastian Vettel during the race at one point. Vettel qualified ahead in all of those races, and then in the end he slipped behind and never won a single race. So the last race of the 2013 season, the Brazilian Grand Prix, was the last time Sebastian Vettel won a race for Red Bull. Alonso and Vettel then decided to leave their teams. Vettel was going to join Ferrari, and Alonso was joining McLaren to teammate McLaren's struggling Jenson Button.